stopped it.
Again in the chat.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Victoria's here, so you can keep them as guests, but then the other two on here.
I call the meeting to order at 4:04, and I will let Arlo take attendance.
Hello. All right, let's see. We have Freddie.
Present.
Alyssa, Sabrina,
Hello.
Justina,
Present.
Nini. Hello. Oren,
Hi.
Ren.
Here.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, Fiorella.
And then Fiorella is unexcused, and this would be her second absence.
Oh, Nini, can you just hit OK for the recording? Thanks. Justina, if you're talking, you're muted.
Sorry.
I saw your mouth moving. I wasn't sure if you were.
Well, I was. It's okay. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from September 12th.
So moved.
Seconded.
Thank you. Any discussion? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Do you want to switch?
Aye.
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 All those against? And any abstentions? All right, then we'll move on to reports internal. Constitution Committee. I know we didn't meet last week, but I didn't know if you had anything to report.
No, we do not.
Okay, Ways and Means Committee, Sabrina.
Nothing to report.
All right, student trustee, Oren.
We have not met since we met last month. One sec, as I pull up my notes, I apologize. I'm usually I promise I'm much more organized than this. There we go. So the quick version of what happened, we did not have a finance update. There was a few reasons for that, but the key is that we're in a transitional phase for the finance department with the new state budget. It's too soon to understand how the Mass Educate program will affect our enrollment, but we do expect to see it increase enrollment, but we're also not sure about how it's going to affect our bottom line. We're going to check back in a future meeting and have a better understanding. One sec, I think I'm on the wrong document. Basically, a lot of stuff happened. We are seeing a huge amount of enrollment compared to last fall. And, it's not good. It's not bad. It is. It's awesome, but it's also a case of we need to make sure that we can sustain and support all the students. That's the quick version of what happened at the last two trustee meetings. That's all I have to report. And I'll send the proper minutes when I find them.
All right, thank you very much. And then Student Advisory Council, do you want to say anything about yours? And then I'll talk briefly about mine.
Actually,
Yeah,
hang on
so-
a second. You forgot to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
So sorry. I forgot to write that part down. I was trying to make sure I did it good too. All right, I approved the minutes. The minutes from September 12th are approved. Sorry. That's for
No,
you.
did they?
Yeah,
did you-
everybody voted.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Okay. All right, go. Oren, I'll let you talk about SAC.
Yeah, so we had our introductory meeting 2 weeks ago for the student trustees first, and it seems we're not the only ones having food issues. Ours are not as severe as some of the other schools, but basic needs seem like they're going to be a priority for SAC in this academic year. There were a few other things that were brought up for the other schools, but nothing that directly affects us or is similar to what we're encountering, but still it's good to know what's going on and get to know everyone.
Mine was very similar. We mostly just got to know each other, and the only thing we really talked about was each college's relationship with the student trustee and the student government president. And what I learned is that we have a very active student trustee, and Or and I have a very close relationship, which is very unheard of amongst the other colleges. A lot of them, someone didn't know who their trustee was. One said they never met them before. They don't come to meetings. I was like, oh, well, ours comes to pretty much every meeting, and he's a good friend of mine. And nobody else could really say that. So I would just like to say we have a great student government compared to the other student governments presidents that I got to meet that day. There was only like 7 of us. I would hope more will come, but we'll see in the future. All right, then student body liaison, we'll get back to that when we get into the old business. So academic senate, Ren, I don't know if you have gone to that.
We have not had our next meeting.
And I know some of the other ones, they met on Monday, but we were not currently invited. Now we're hoping to be invited to the next meeting, so some of these might not have anything to report yet. Student Success Committee, I don't know if there's a report for that since Fiorella's not here. Academic Environment and Technology Committee, I don't think Nini has anything to report yet for that.
No, nothing.
All College Forum,
Nothing to report.
I didn't get to meet for the Teaching and Learning Committee yet. I don't think Alyssa was able to go to the Curriculum Committee because you were invited. Same with the DEI Committee. So we can just get straight to reports external. Jason.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I was on the phone when I logged in. I was trying to multitask and could not get my phone call to say goodbye. We'll leave it at that. I don't think I have anything very specific to talk about other than it is very busy. Lots and lots of student issues and concerns, which we are trying really hard to work through. But with the increase in enrollment and students having lots of complex needs, from housing to food insecurity to domestic violence and DCF and you name it, we are experiencing it. So just really busy and looking forward to the drive-in movie tomorrow night. And the New England Revolution bus trip next weekend. So let's go. Let's go have some fun. So it'll be fun to hang out with students. I will say Pizza with the President went really well. Very well attended. I thought really great questions, both serious and not serious, to get to know the president a little bit more on a personal level. We have 2 more pizzas with the president coming up, right? An evening and a Lemonster. So I'm really excited about the opportunity for students to engage with the president, who really enjoys and appreciates the opportunity to hang out and be with students. So I will tell you that the list of let me just pull up my notes. The list of items on the serious side, other than the names of the president's cats and his favorite color, which I can tell you if you want to know, was art studio seating. The art studio furniture, old stools, most of them don't have a back on them. And while they are industrially solid, may not be the most comfortable chairs in the world, and I think would only fit like one of my cheeks on it. And so they're going to be looking at purchasing new furniture for that area. That's part of that is something that has already been brought forward by the academic deans. We talked a little bit about the new POS system that will be coming into the dining hall and the cafeteria, which will allow for Tap and Apple Pay and all the cool ways that we love to pay for our stuff now. It'll be bringing us into the next generation. And then there was questions about Tap Pay and the vending machines, and we talked a little bit briefly about the new vending proposal that will come out as soon as we get the cafeteria squared away. Students wanted lockers to put their stuff in. We talked a little bit about the art lockers being available for students. And so that was good. And then the question of library hours, and increasing our library hours in capacity, that also came up. And Justina talked a little bit about how SGA has already started that conversation, and is looking for possible solutions. So that's what's on students' minds. Oh, and then the other big thing was religious holidays and closing on religious holidays. And I've had a number of conversations with students about that, and about Massachusetts general law not being able to preference holidays that are based in faith traditions. Honestly, that conversation did not go super well, offline and in the meeting. And I understand how, a faith tradition will be really important. And just so this group knows, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, both K through 12 and higher ed, has a policy that is based in law. And that policy is absences for religious observances. And it allows any student for a sincerely held religious belief to miss class or clinical or an otherwise academic engagement in order to practice their religion, without penalty. And that policy exists in our catalog, in our student handbook. It exists at all the public, high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, and colleges. We can't change that language, nor can we declare a day a holiday that hasn't been approved by the Massachusetts General Assembly. They have their list of state and federally recognized holidays. The one that's squishy in there is Christmas, which I know is a Christian holiday, but it has been declared a federal holiday for non-religious reasons also. And I've had that conversation with students. With that student and a group of students. It did not go well. And I get it. I did follow up with that student. Justina met with them. If we were to close on all of the, and I use this term very sensitively, major religious holidays, taking into account the largest faith traditions and recognized faith traditions in the world, we would be closed 62 days, in addition to the other days that we were closed. So that includes Wiccan, Hindu, Buddha, Judaism, like all Catholicism, Christian, 62 extra holy days we would be closed. And quite honestly, the reason why the Commonwealth has landed here is separation of church and state, which is a requirement in our Constitution, and the paradox of pluralism, which is if you try to be inclusive of everyone, you will A, always miss someone, and B, you will have a cascading effect of what happens when you try to recognize all faith traditions in the same way, with equal attention. So those are the things that are on your students' minds.
Thank you so much, Jason. Yes. And I understood where the student was coming from because of their faith and everything. I agree. But we don't have Candace here today, so we can't get a report from Candace. And so I don't know if everybody read the first email I sent out about the breakdown of the subcommittees. And if anybody was interested in any particular committee that I had on there, we had the student body liaison. I know Arlo had spoke to me today about it. They're interested. We also had the library committee, which is not just one person, there's multiple people for that. Same with the painting, furniture, and marketing committee. And I didn't know if anybody was like, me, besides Arlo.
Yeah, I've also expressed interest in the student body liaison, but if Arlo wishes to do it, I will step aside and let them take that role.
Okie dokie. So Arlo, you'll be our new student body liaison. Oren, you are already heading the library committee, so can't assign you to that one. Would anybody like to be on the library painting, furniture, or marketing committee? Nini, you know how to do posters.
I could take over either the painting committee or marketing committee.
Whatever one that you would like to do,
Um,
or both. It's up to you.
I'll do painting committee, and I nominate Sabrina for marketing because she's already very, very active on the app and promoting. So
I actually agree. You're already half doing the job.
So for marketing, what exactly would I have to do? Is it like on like the iConnect app or like what
Yeah,
is it?
just posting on the app,
Oh.
just getting the SGA out there so that students know we have a presence on campus, and like when we do elections and stuff like that, we just put up like a English and a Spanish version of a poster that Kathy can help you. And if you know how to do Canva, it's really easy. And then we
Okay.
just print it out and pop it up, and that's
Oh, okay.
pretty, it's not too hard, nothing crazy.
All right, I'll take it.
Awesome. And then we also have a furniture committee, and that was deciding whether or not we wanted to continue with the furniture committee or if we wanted to abolish it. Because that's the word. Any discussion on that?
Cut it,
Cut it.
cut it. Get
Anybody
rid of
else? Yeah, at this point, they're very utilized furniture, and I think that with the amount of money that went into placing them there, it just benefits to keep them at that spot for now. So, all right, we can abolish the furniture committee. And now we have the library committee head and furniture and marketing head. I mean, sorry, painting head. Does anybody want to join those committees to help those people? Orin pretty much has the library one. That one's coming to a close, I'm feeling. Yes, Red.
I think you should just assign people to those committees.
I was gonna volunteer for the art one and the painting.
All right, awesome, Freddie. And Freddie's very good and very helpful too, Alyssa. Sorry, Gina's trying to get me. So really just have Nini. I will assign you the marketing committee with Sabrina so you can help her on Canva. I think that's a good pair. And I think that's good for now. That's 2 people on every one, besides Orin, which again, I said he's very close to the end. All right, so movie night, that's happening tomorrow. We're just checking in on volunteers. I don't know if Kathy has a list or no. And
We
I'm not
really
sure
don't need-
exactly.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I'm not really sure.
yeah, just
Well,
come,
just-
have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring your own drinks and snacks. We don't have
Yep.
any to give you. Blankets, chairs. It's Bluetooth, so you can hear it on your phone. So you can be in your car, out of your car. If your car has Bluetooth, you know, all the fun stuff, technology. And then for other old business, this is, I guess, more towards Jason with the benches and the gazebo.
Yeah, thanks. I have followed up on that. And had a long conversation with facilities, which went in a couple of unexpected directions. The unexpected directions that it went in is, one, we have a lot of underage folks using that area. And that's a problem because, as you know, you must be 21 years or older in Massachusetts to use a nicotine or tobacco product. And it's clearly not being used by folks who are legal. And the feedback that I got from one of the maintainers who was checking on our issues, right, to look at and measure, was that they are destroying it. It has taken a beating in the maintainer responded to me that they have not seen it in this bad shape ever.
I was gonna come to your office today.
Okay, so the conversation that we had today was that it appears that folks are leaving to go to the gazebo through the doors near the north calf at the end of that hallway. And we know this because they are leaving the door open. Because you can't get back in from outside. It is an emergency exit. It is not an egress. It is a set of stairs that leads to nowhere, to a grassy area. It is for evacuation purposes in that area. And it's being used by students to go out to the gazebo. And they're leaving the door open or propping it because you can't return through that. The door locks when it closes. So I'm concerned about that from a safety perspective. So we are shopping around for an alarm on that door, just a magnetic alarm that will just sound if that door opens, and the signage that says emergency exit only alarm will sound. And that may help us with some of the traffic going in and out. But I think what we've asked campus police to do is to do a little bit more patrolling around in that area. When I went out there today, there were, and I am not kidding you, 42 folks in that friggin' gazebo or around it, just ripping butts and ripping vapes. And I didn't card folks, but I said, if you are not of age, I do not want to see you here again. And the place scattered like cockroaches when you turn on lights. And it's got trash issues in there. So this is a bigger issue than I think we talked about 2 weeks ago. And the carpenter is concerned about remodeling or upgrading until we get a handle on some of the conduct. So, and I think that's fair. Sarah Bolden, who is the director of facilities, had emailed me today, and I just never got out of a meeting that she wanted to go over some possible strategies and solutions with me. And so I will follow up with her.
No, thank you. I totally agree. I was gonna have a quick meeting with you today about that same issue.
Oh, really?
Basically, yes, I did. I stopped in and I talked to Sarah.
There were also,
about
I mean,
that.
again, there were also 2 faculty members in the gazebo at the same time that I went out there, and I was like, oh, which is partly why my response was what it was.
Right.
Because I mean, I gotta throw maybe my bias out the window. I just don't feel like that's a grown-up activity that a role model teacher, professor should be doing. But that's me. And that's from my own bias and perspective as a non-smoker who does not have to worry about those kinds of things or think about those kinds of things, because we do not allow our employees to smoke anywhere else but the gazebo too. Like it's a college policy, not a student policy. It's an employee policy as well. So more to come on that, because I need to address that part of this too.
Well, thank you very much. Well,
I was surprised.
I was not. All right, we will get new business. We have elections. They're September 30th through October 3rd, and we'll vote on involvement. Usually Kathy has a banner at the top that you can click on really easily. You can see everybody. Victoria, she's one of the people running. And then we would love to have booth coverage just to, advertise. We want to let other students know, because this is a school-wide vote. It's not just the SGA, so we want all the students to be able to vote for their representatives. So we really want to cover the booth as much as possible next week. So if you have time, an extra chance, I know Sabrina's been down there like every Monday, Wednesday. I see you when I'm coming to class, and so I know you're down there a lot, but the more the merrier. I don't know if Kathy wants to say anything about that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this is the first time in a long time that we actually have more candidates than we do positions. So hopefully those candidates will do some campaigning, because we have 8 candidates and 6 positions available. So this is a good opportunity for us to make sure we get a good turnout. The last few years since COVID, and to now, our turnout has been dismal, literally. Pre-COVID, we were almost at 200 voters, which would have been great. The last couple, we maybe had 20, if even that, people vote. So I think this is a great opportunity for SGA to really push that and help students to know that, you know, this is your representation. So please vote. I'm going to see if I can actually create a tile on the app so that students would just click on the tile and it would take them straight to Involvement to vote. So, and then it's a little further down here, but the Pizza with the President on October 1st and October 7th. Second, they're both at 5 p.m., one in Gardner, one in Leominster. It would be great to have SGA there and also be promoting voting at that point. That was one of the reasons I scheduled these for that particular week. So if anyone is available to go to one or both of those, please let me know. And that way we can really be proactive in getting people to vote.
And one other thing about the when you're trying to get the students to vote for you, you cannot do that near the SGA booth. So right now it's currently in the Commons, which might be beneficial for you. If it's not, we can always move to the hallway, help a hallway or something. But you can do it in the student center online. Just you can't like solicit yourself near the SGA booth. It's one of the rules. And then for announcements, this is Kathy.
Okay, yep. So next Wednesday at 12:30, we have relationship trivia. So please come to the student center at play. Those of you that are new, haven't met Marissa Cohen, we all love her. So it's lots of fun. And next week is also October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And next week we will have the empty place table display up down in the Commons. So it's and that's why we bring Marissa in. She talks a lot about relationships and domestic violence and healthy relationships. So that's a great time to, you know, support that. Look, and, you know, looking every year, every time I look at the empty place table, it's always really sad to read the stories of people that have been lost to domestic violence in the past year, just in our local area. And then on October 8th, which is the following week, we have Popcorn and Pumpkins in the Leominster campus, and that's from 12 to 5. So we definitely need some volunteers to go over to Leominster. I will be heading over there. I have a rental vehicle, so if people need a ride down over there and back, I can help with that. I know Sabrina is planning to be there, but we need people that will make the popcorn and then just chat with students. There'll be pumpkins they can decorate, not real ones. We have little decorative ones. We also have some other Halloween themed cutouts. So it's just trying to get more exposure at the Leominster campus and bringing events there. And then on October 10th, we have Chibi, who is a spoken word artist. He was here a couple of years ago. He's very good. This is our culminating event for Hispanic Heritage Month, which ends on October 15th. So he is Mexican born, Texas raised. He is also gay. So this is also October is coming out month. So he kind of speaks to both of those populations in his poetry. He has very powerful stuff there. And some of the members of the ESL club are also planning to come to that. And for those of you that were at the event last week, you saw all the fun they had afterwards, dancing and singing. We're hoping to do a little bit of that at the end of Chibi's performance to help celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month here. That'll be in the student center.
And that's it for announcements. So our next SGA meeting is October 10th at 4 p.m. on Zoom. And our next off-week meeting will be October 3rd at 4 o'clock on Kumo space for the members that are in the Ways and Means and Constitution Committee. And that's it for today, guys. I call this meeting to adjourn at
Wait.
4th. Wait,
One more.
what? Yeah.
I was just a reminder for those of you that are running in the elections next week after we'll have results either late Thursday or early Friday. I'll post those, but you are required to attend one of the next two regular SGA meetings to confirm your election. So make sure you're aware of that. I know those of you that are here, already know about the meetings, but and then you will be an official SGA voting member.
All right. Now I will officially call the meeting to end at 4:35. Yay. That was